Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Whee! We are live for the Sunday show, hanging out with our hobby out. It is I, the Warhipster, and I'm of course joined as always by Mr. ADR Wargaming. And today, as I said, we're hanging out with our hobby out. We're just going to be chilling out and doing some stuff, you know, shooting the proverbial poop. All that sort of good stuff. Hello, Ben. Buongiorno to you, sir. Happy Sunday.
Buongiorno. Yes, happy Sunday, everyone. Sorry, I'm doing some posting about this here Sunday issue because I haven't posted to Instagram in bloody ages. So, you know, now I am.
Yes. I don't know what I'm actually going to be doing today. I might finish building my abominant.
Well, see, I was hoping to start building the abominant so we could sort of build it together, but I've basically done two of the, and I will hold one up for the camera, you can see. Basically done two of the little knights today, and I'm just finishing off all their weapons. So the sort of bodies are done, but I'm painting all their guns and claws and things at the moment.
Nice.
The abominant is next on the list.
Nice. I've built some legs.
That's some nice looking legs there.
Right? Don't those legs look great? Legs for days.
I really like the tail on the abominant. Like,
yeah,
it's just a nice little like extra feature.
Yeah, no, I like it as well. It's cool. It's cool.
It is quite funny though, because the tail club thing on it with the spikes is actually very Tyrannid. It looks like a Thresher Maw. Not a Thresher Maw. That's something out of Mass Effect. Oh god, what's it called? Thresher Scythe, which is like the bladed thing on the tail of Tyrannids that they can have. So clearly, the Dark Mechanicum have gone. Look at these Tyrannids. Sorry, that's meant to be machine parts, not sort of tentacles. We shall copy them. 00100 or something.
Ben says furry mech kind of weird, Chief.
Furry mech. What's the furry mech? Oh, what? Do you mean Dogface? Do you mean old Dogface over here? This guy. He's cool. He's got like a dog skull for a face.
I have returned with a box.
Oh.
I actually think all my tools are behind me as well. You can tell how wonderfully prepared I am. As always. Chaos Army Knight set. There we go. Just grab that. We need that sprue. And that sprue. Not those sprues. We need that sprue. And that sprue. I've not actually put the armor plates on the knight, but I might just do it anyway.
I mean, you can. When I did the Desecrator, I kept them separate and then painted them separately.
Yeah.
Just 'cause it's easier. It's a bit easier, I think, because the legs are going to be silver. Dropping the paintbrushes.
I had this idea to like spray them with Rune Lord Brass.
What, the legs?
The entire night.
Ooh.
Spray it with oh, excuse me. Spray it with Rune Lord Brass, and then just have like a super ornate, ridiculous night.
That'd be quite cool. It'd be very very Slanesh, wouldn't it?
It would. It would indeed. But I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. I say I've only built the legs. I have actually built this as well.
The sort of the body, yeah.
So I am that far into an abominant.
That's nice. Looking good.
Because I was looking at it like, how does this? Didn't know you did live streams, says Harry McGill. I do. I do live streams on a Wednesday and on a Sunday. And I occasionally do ridiculous live streams, like a 24-hour live stream, painting.
24-hour paint stream, because you're a lunatic.
I got a whole army out of it.
Oh, you did get a whole army out of it, yes, that is true. You did get the Sylvaneth, and very nice looking they are too.
Thank you. That was a painting tutorial. That was two painting tutorials for the Sylvaneth that were released this week.
Yeah.
The Lady of Vines and the Gossamed Archers. The other one that's coming out of that box, the Echoes of Doom box, is what's it called? The Deathmaster, the Skaven Deathmaster.
The ninja dude, right?
Yes.
That's cool.
I've been quite fortunate this week because I've had a lot more time than I had throughout the majority of May.
Oh, May's been an awful month for time.
Yes. And at some point we're going to get a live stream of Warhipster in a contrast medium filled hot tub. Yeah, possibly.
It burns, please. It burns.
It has been promised. I had an idea about how to do it. It wouldn't be contrast medium nor a hot tub, so it would basically fail on all counts. But I had an idea on how to do something for that. And it's only because we are rapidly approaching 20,000 subscribers. 20,000, which is crazy.
20k. 20k of you fine people.
Which is absolutely ridiculous. But, so I've been toying with this idea of doing, like, the world's biggest contrast painted model in 24 hours! So the question has been on my mind of, 1, how does one afford that model? 2, what model that is? And 3, when to do it?
I mean, maybe people in chat could give some ideas. But what were you thinking in terms of scale of this thing?
So
go on.
Well, I've been kind of toying with 2 ideas.
Okay.
1, a Warhound Titan. However, upon my preliminary investigations, only the Chaos ones are in stock.
Right.
And I don't want a Chaos Warhound Titan. I want a Warhound Titan.
What's wrong with Chaos Warhound Titan?
There's nothing wrong with a Chaos Warhound Titan. I just don't want one.
It's this sort of prejudice, that caused the whole Horus Heresy in the first place.
Well, that was a lack of statues.
Yeah, that was a distinct lack of statues. I knew. So Ben Thorne's come through with what I thought some of you would suggest, which is the Tau Manta. Because then you can use it as you and Alice can use it as a coffee table when you're done.
We could. The reason I don't want to do a Tau Manta is because I have a sneaking suspicion that if I say to the internet, hey guys, if you want to see a Tau Manta painted in contrast paint as part of a 20,000 subscribers celebration, please give me £1,298. I feel like that won't go so well. So I've been thinking of, it's kind of down to a Warhound Titan or a Thunderhawk gunship. It could be a Stormbird, but the Stormbird again is like, it's £969, something like that. It's big, and it is uncomfortably large. I don't think I'll have. It's not that I can't paint it with contrast paint. I'm pretty certain I could paint a Stormbird with contrast paint. It's just that I don't think I've got a space big enough to do it.
I'll need to rent out you need to rent out a nearby garage in order to get that done.
And you'd get it within 20 minutes, Chief. I don't know if I would, Ben. I would love to. That would be awesome. That would be truly spectacular.
I don't know. I like the idea. I think, the Tau Manta is gigantic. But I really like the idea of a Titan.
I like the idea of a Titan.
It'll complement what you've already got. Like, it's good for like kind of family photos and kind of showing off the paint skill. And also, actually, the other nice thing about the Titan is, right, it's going to sound like a weird comment, but it's relatable, right? In that, it's in many ways it's a very big knight, right? And what is a knight but a big, dreadnought, and what is a dreadnought but a big space marine, right? There's like a level of scale that you're going up when you're looking at these things. They're still kind of bipedal, war machines with guns for arms and a head. Whereas like a Stormbird or a Tau Manta or a Thunderhawk gunship is, all right, yes, people, I guess, and you've done it before. You've painted vehicles in contrast, but like, it's a big plane, right? You can get big planes like in 40k in plastic anyway. A Titan is like an iconic. I mean, the Thunderhawk gunship's pretty iconic, but a Titan is like an iconic, relatable, thing. And it's got kind of big armor panels you could do some artwork on as well. Really show off what you can do with the contrast and some differentiation on it. Whereas I think like a Stormbird or like a Manta or something like that, it's big flat panels in like a flying box basically. I don't know. Titan's got some character to it.
Yeah.
I'm also absolutely all about that. Although I have not got the box set, and I will not be getting the box set. The Horus Heresy reveal trailer, specifically that bit in the reveal trailer when, well, there's two. There's the bit where you see all the sort of Imperial fists running along, and then you see the foot of the Titan. It's like a 2-second clip, but like foot of the Titan comes down. I think I talked about this on our live stream on whenever it was, Wednesday for Telemany Warhipsters, and you just see the like massive Gatling gun go off.
Yeah.
As well as the other shots, of them sort of very, what I thought a very sort of Dune, the film Dune, sort of Dune style shot of them sort of walking in the sunset, or even Apocalypse Now, with the helicopters coming through, of the sort of Titan walking along as the sun sets behind it. I thought that was very atmospheric. So, yeah. I mean, I'm painting knights, so you can tell I've got a soft spot for like big machines.
Yes. Harry says he would love to watch the Contrast Titan paint job. I would love to paint a Titan. See, this is the thing, right? So, like, here's the follow-up question for you, stream. Titans are very, very expensive. Very, 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 very expensive.
Very reasonable price for you, sir.
So, like, getting one. I mean, I could buy one, but I would be completely broke. If I did that. But that aside, if I get a Titan, right, how does one go about, getting the most eyes on doing it? And also, it's a 24-hour stream, so it would be painting a Titan in 24-hour stream. And I think the hardest part about convincing people that it's real is if I say painting a Titan in 24 hours, people will go Adeptus Mechanicus, Adeptus Titanicus, sorry.
Yeah.
Which it
you
wouldn't
have to
be.
say you have to say painting like a 40k scale Titan.
Yeah, no, that would work.
Maybe you could do. Would people in chat, like, would your subscribers want like maybe a competition of some kind to like name it once it's painted, or I don't know, even to choose its name?
Well, the other idea I had was to give it away.
Yeah, I mean,
so to
enter
kind of
the raffle.
Yeah, to kind of raffle it off, as it were. But the problem is with the site that I did it on, raffle.com, they're very good, but it's a case of I can't get the money for the raffle until the person that I've done it for has accepted the prize that I've sent them.
Right.
So it would be a case of, if you won the raffle, it might be that I would say, okay, you've won it, you're just going to have to trust me that I'm going to paint a Titan for you. And that I'm going to do it live on the internet. I mean, that is the promise, isn't it? That I would be doing it live on the internet, and therefore, if I didn't then deliver the Titan, you would be like, hey, this guy said he was going to do this, and he didn't. What a butt.
This guy's a phony.
You big fat phony.
Yes.
Excellent referencing game. Finger paint a Tau Manta with contrast and then throw it out the window as a maiden flight / test flight. I think with the amount of super glue that you have to put on those things to even consider holding it together, if you chucked it out the window, the Tau Manta would actually probably survive and the ground wouldn't.
Yeah.
What happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object?
Oh man, yeah, that would not be a good use of your skills, I think. Unfortunately, Ben. Man, I love war dogs. They're so cool, and they're gonna chop you to pieces.
It does make me laugh how like rubbish Helverins and Warglaves now look in comparison to
Oh yeah, they look proper crap, don't they?
Yeah, just like, come on, guys.
Hello, I am a warglaive. I've got a choppy plane. And you go, I am a war dog. And it's like speed metal just plays while they just absolutely rip through whatever you put in front of them.
Why doesn't
God,
that
they're just
line
so
up?
cool. That's so cool.
Grab a little bit of glue there.
Oh.
I mean, it's either a case of that I raffle it off, Harry, or I just go, hey, if you love me, go here. Send me a bit of money if you want to see this thing happen. That's what really happened on Cadia. Some lord's kid threw a manta out the window and cracked the planet in two. Yeah. That is exactly what happened.
Planet before the god did.
Have you seen the picture that's been doing the rounds?
What's the picture?
The one of the leaked picture of new
of the
guardsmen.
guard. Yeah, I have. Yeah. I mean, Kazakin are cool. I like Kazakin. I'm not gonna get a guard army, but I like Kazakin. Although I say that, I was watching a very good film, which I would encourage people to watch. It's called We Were Soldiers, which is an odd thing for me to say because it's a war movie starring Mel Gibson, which are normally pretty unanimously awful. But this one is actually a very good. It's a very good film. It's very graphic. It's about the Vietnam War, and specifically about the Battle of Ia Drang, which was the sort of first big engagement between the Americans and the MVA in the Vietnam War. And it's really good. And I was watching that, and it's obviously it's like the Hueys coming in, dropping off the troops, and I was thinking, I saw the picture at the same time. I was sort of messing around on the internet, and I was like, oh, what would be cool? Like guard doing that. Actually, that's quite cool. And I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. You don't need another army.
Stop it, Adam. Stop it.
But yeah, no, I do like. To be fair, I do like the Kazakin. I think they look cool. You know what? I'll find the picture now because I watched a video on it, but I didn't actually look at it in particular detail.
Was it a video that was like, why these new guard models signal the end of Games Workshop?
Why Games Workshop are ruining 40k with new guard models? No, it was not one of those videos.
Games Workshop are clearly desperate for people to buy their products, so that's why they're finally releasing these guard. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like that? I have seen a video that is like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Games Workshop are ruining 40k by listening to their customers and desperately meeting the things that they ask for.
It made me laugh so much because it was like, and I watched a bit of it, right? Because I'm a fool and I'm a sucker for punishment.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
It does make me laugh, but so I was watching it, and basically the crux of the argument is that they believe, right, that Games Workshop has got every single model that they've ever planned to release ever for the rest of time. They've just got them in a big warehouse.
In a box somewhere.
Yeah. And that they, much like the people who make these videos, sit and stare at the share price. And if it drops below a certain level, they go, quick, release something we know people will like instead of all this crap we know they don't. Which is just
Everybody still buys.
Yeah. Everybody still buys. Yeah. Like, oh, it made me laugh so much.
I did hear somebody moaning about the price of the Horus Heresy starter box, particularly in the US, because it's like £180 or something, and it works out to like $200 and something, I think, over there. And they were complaining because they were like, if you just do the conversion rate, they're clearly price gouging. And I was like, well, I mean, probably yes, because companies want to make a profit, but at the same time, they are having to manufacture it and ship it from the UK. So that does explain they have to eat the shipping cost and the sort of import sort of prices. Because I don't know, but I strongly suspect that plastic miniatures kits are subject to some level of tariff being imported into the US.
It's a luxury good, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on US tariff quota rates, or sorry, tariff rate quotas (TRQs). But I believe that they are subject to something, which is what explains the price. So just sort of taking the pound value and then doing the exchange rate is not going to help you. Also, because the pound is currently through the floor. Versus quite a few currencies, so it's not doing so well at the moment, which kind of skews things. I've got this picture up, by the way, and yeah, man, this looks cool. I mean, the Sentinels, I think this new Sentinel kit, which is I'm guessing like a new armored Sentinel, or maybe it's just a replacement for the Sentinel altogether, looks a bit less derpy than the current one, which I'm fully in favour of. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, Kazakin are Kazakin. I'm a big fan of those. I just think Kazakin are cool units. This new like Cadian character, which people think is Creed's daughter, who's shown in the picture. I mean, she's pretty cool. She looks pretty like you wouldn't really want to argue with her, and she looks like she's wearing like the great coat as well, which is kind of nice. And then there looks like there's a new what do you call him? Commissar at the back. And then heavy weapons team with missile launcher. It looks like a heavy bolter and a auto cannon.
Looks like a new one to me as well.
Yeah, the auto cannon looks new for sure. Actually, the heavy bolter mount does look different as well.
I cannot find the component that I'm looking for.
What? Oh, I had this the other day. What have you? What one are you looking for?
I'm looking for A33.
I've got the I've got the sprue, so I can help you here. I'm not going to build the damn thing. We can, at the very least, I can help you look for the thing. A33.
Yes.
Which bit is it off of?
It's on the.
Is it like an arm piece or something?
No, it's the little sort of crescent moon shaped piece that goes on the head.
Oh, I know the one you mean.
It looks like, if you look at my screen now, on the beard,
yeah,
it looks like that, but it is not that.
Yeah, I know this is the thing that like holds the head in, isn't it?
I found it.
You got it? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Like, welcome live stream to Where's Wally or Where's Waldo if you're in the US, but with sprue bits. I tell you what, this guy is covered in loads of birds, isn't he? The Abominant.
He is.
One of my war dogs has got a bird on him, in the spirit of Portlandia. Put a bird on it. There's a reference many people probably won't get.
This is going to be one of those things where it goes a certain way round. Well, it looks like it can go both ways round. Oh, this is just annoying.
I know that there were a load of talking of leaky stuff this week. There were a load of chats about the what are they called? Leagues of Votann.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of their stratagems and psychic powers leaked.
Oh, okay.
And then some of the details of their various sub-factions. They look pretty cool. Looks quite interesting. Looks like they are going to get a land train of some sort.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because one of the stratagems refers to. Let me just find it. One of these stratagems is called Legend of the League, and I just see so many people just being like, "My whole league is of legends." Oh wait, I've been copyright struck there. Where is it? Familial loyalty. It's called Bastion Running or something, and it basically refers to a something land fortress. I can't remember exactly what the full name is, but it's basically sounds like a equivalent for the land train. which is kind of cool. It'd be good that they get something like that.
That would make sense as well.
Obviously, no idea what it's gonna look like.
I'm trying desperately hard not to speculate about the
Leagues.
The leagues of Votann too much. Mostly because I'm a sad, bitter, and twisted old man who has a sinking feeling that the leagues of Votann Codex will come out before Codex Chaos Demons will.
I don't know. You know, I don't know what they haven't said anything about the They haven't said anything about the order of them yet, have they?
No.
Like we're getting Chaos Space Marines next.
Yeah. Which one would assume is quite soon.
Yeah, which is good. Where is my black temple?
Means we'll get all those spicy new cultists models.
Yes. Those new Possessed are looking pretty good as well. They've got some cool abilities. A bit tougher.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't read their datasheet thing that they released.
Yeah, so they are. I was just. Oh man, this is definitely the one for you, mate. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the like previews for the next week, and they're releasing, the like action figures you can get that are made by Joy Toy.
Yes.
There are a bunch of Death Company intercessors.
Oh, nice. Are there any Stormcast Vindictors?
There are not. There is an Ultramarines Primaris Librarian though.
Then I do not care.
Which is and Ultramarines Intercessors, which you've always told me you've gone. You know what? I really wish Stormcast could be more like Space Marine.
No.
Here we go. Possessed. What are the Possessed all about? Da, 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 da. Yeah, so they're T5.
Possessed.
9-inch movement, 3-up save, leadership 9, 5 attacks, pretty good. Their hideous mutations are strength user, so strength 5, AP minus 2 damage. Yeah, 3 wounds each. And they get a 5-up invuln, because they're demons.
Well.
They're going to come and cause you some issues, basically.
The big question I have.
Yeah.
Around Codex Chaos Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Is if the new Demon Prince model.
Oh, this is your weird bugbear about.
Yes.
Yeah. I really hope someone at GW has seen this. They're just like, right, it's time to troll Josh. We're going to release it as neither. We're only going to release it via the medium of Necromunda.
That would be outstanding.
Or Kill Team.
I'm really excited for that model, and I want to wait until September when I've got time to paint it.
Yeah, I don't know when it'll be out. I mean, we've only got those 3 books are all that's left, right? We've got
well, we got Leagues of Votann.
other than Leagues of Votann, right? Which is like wholly brand new. So
it'll just be Codex Chaos Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
Codex Chaos Demons.
Yep.
And the Leagues of Votann. Because everything else has had its book now, right?
Yeah, and then we'll get Space Marines 2.
Electric
Boogaloo.
Welcome
welcome to the overpowered version in 9th. Just like we did in 8th.
I will laugh quite hard if that comes out before Codex Chaos Demons does in 9th edition.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I strongly suspect that we'll get Chaos Space Marines like pretty promptly, and then I think it will be. I just can't see them doing Leagues of Votann before God. I could be completely wrong there. And
of course, Astra Militarum. That hasn't come out either.
Yeah.
Hello, Underdog Painting.
So, hey, Underdog Painting. Yeah, we've got God. We've got God, Demons, Chaos Space Marines. They're the 3 that haven't got codexes yet.
And Leagues.
Again, I'm not counting Leagues because they're brand new.
Yeah, but like we know it's coming.
Oh yeah. No, I know, but sorry, but I mean of armies that people have, right? Like
Right.
nobody, or there's probably someone out there who's like, I've 3D printed a load of space dwarves, who's probably like claiming they have a League of Votann army already, where they just all look a bit like the one guy they've previewed. But you know, I'm talking about people who actually have armies they want to play in ninth that they already have.
Yes. I know one guy who has a squats army. It's like
Yeah, I was going to say that was a bit unfair of me because there may be some longbeards who have OG squat armies, and they will be very OG at this point.
OG.
Yeah.
What goes on next? Oh, I haven't done the smokestacks. Oh.
Josh builds an abominant. Yeah, I left the smokestacks. I know. Again, I guess it depends how you're going to paint yours, but I left. So I did the carapace armor separately. So I left the smokestack. I built them and then just marked them left and right on the bottom, and just left them off till I'd done the damn thing.
See, I might just build the whole thing.
Well, you're
as
a
I
lot
normally
better
do.
Yeah, well, you're a lot more skilled with the brush than I am, so that would make sense.
That does mean I will have to go back and put all the armor plates on the legs.
Yeah.
Which I haven't done yet. Do you know what? Screw it, I will. Maybe for my 20k celebration it is just me doing what I initially set out to do, which is paint Chaos Knights in 24 hours. Maybe that's what ends up happening.
Was that what you're going to do?
I was going to do it, yeah, because I feel like it's entirely possible.
So would it just be painting the box or painting an army?
Painting the box, not a whole army.
Yeah, I was going to say that's a lot.
Even for a man of my talents, painting what it would be my Chaos Knights army, so that would be 3 big knights and 4 little knights in 24 hours would be a monumental task. I would have to use an airbrush.
That would be a spicy meatball. Sorry, I'm just looking up screen because I'm fairly... Is it absolutely chucking it down outside? Sorry, just give me a second. Yes. Absolutely pissing it down.
So, what is your plan? What is your army plan for doubles?
For doubles?
Yes.
So I am thinking of... So it'll be Chaos Knights, because lol, why not? And it will probably be one big boy, and like three I think it's 3, I'll double check my list. War dogs, possibly 4, can't remember, I think it's only 3. And your big boy is going to be a rampager.
Mm-hmm.
And the others are basically going to be 2 of the stalkers for a little bit of firepower, and 2 of the carnivores.
So 1 big and 4 littles.
Yes.
I like it.
I think that's right. I mapped it out, and you can get it to 1,000 points. Let me just have a quick look at my battle scribe. Where are we? 1,000 points. Bang on.
1,000 points, bang on.
It is, yeah, it is indeed. One Knight Rampager, 2 Stalkers, 2 Carnivores. My teammate can bring the firepower, and I will bring the choppiness.
We used to refer to that, my friend Chris and I, as you bring the twang and I'll bring the bang.
Well, yeah, so I'm guessing Rich, who I will be paired with, is going to have to bring the bang. And since I believe he is going to bring his Tau, I think he will very much have the bang covered.
Oh no, that would be the twang, because the twang is
the
the bow. Because we used to refer to it in Age of Sigmar. So it was a case of, it's because I went to a doubles event in Age of Sigmar, where I took 20 Stormcast Judicators. And my colleague in arms took the Celestant Prime and some Liberators. So I brought the twang and he brought the bang.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with that list.
That sounds good. I put a poll out, and Blood Angels was the clear victor.
You know what? Again, depends what your teammate brings, but not bad. Armor Contempt is doing very well for Blood Angels, I think, at the moment.
Yes.
And again, if someone else can bring the twang, you can very much be the bang. Which I think works.
The twang and the bang, exactly.
I mean,
it's that, or I just take my take my Imperial Knights. I'll bring a Castellan. Good evening, Chewie.
You sneaking around? Come to raid my drinks fridge.
Bring a Knight Castellan and 2 Helverins and call it a day.
I mean, that would be pretty filthy.
And see people go, how do I deal with a Castellan? And I go, quite easily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What are you running? I've got Tyranids. Okay, you're fine. I've got Admech. Okay, you're fine.
I can kill 2 of your monsters a turn.
And you can kill me.
Fairly reliably. But I have to survive. Mine are House Raven, so that's my night house has always been House Raven. Good evening, Paul. Probably missed it early in the stream. What are you guys doing tonight? Dave, I am building. I'm making progress on building a Knight Abominant. And Adam is painting some Chaos Knight War Dogs.
Yes. So it is very much Chaos Knight themed stream, apparently.
Yes, completely by accident. We didn't organise this.
No, we didn't.
Hello, Paul. I'm glad you could catch another live stream.
Yeah, I don't know. You could bring the Imperial Knights. Maybe you and I should team up, just go Imperial and Chaos, and see what happens.
I mean, that's not a terrible idea.
I mean, it is quite funny because I said to Rich if he brings the Tau, we've actually got quite a, because he's like all good Tau, but just because of who Rich is in general, he really loves the battle suits.
Yeah.
So he's always had he's always gone in for quite a sort of battle suit heavy army and not really keen on the like the tanks and stuff. And I said I quite like the idea if we want to explain, in lore terms why the Chaos Knights have teamed up, or the Tau have teamed up with the Chaos Knights more accurately. It's because he I think will run them as Farsight, right? So Farsight's got a demon blade for starters, which is whispering in his ear and being like, yeah, these guys are actually fine. And the conversations between the sort of corrupted individuals who pilot the Chaos Knights and the Tau battlesuit commanders is just kind of, the Tau are just like, oh, you're, they hear the whispers coming out of the throne mechanicum of the tortured nightmare that is the Chaos Knight, and they're just like, oh, your AI speaks to you as well, and the Chaos guys just sit there and go, yes, AI, that's what that is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's yeah, whatever.
Yep. AI. It's very keen on
Definitely.
murder, isn't it? Your AI. Oh yeah. Loves a bit of murder. Loves a bit of blood.
It's whispering to everyone to murder.
Yeah.
Dave is doing. He's starting to paint a storm trait guard. Wanted to do it red on top, bone underside. Nice. That sounds lovely.
Cool.
What kind of shade of red are you thinking, Dave? Like a blood red or like a slightly more muted one? I had an idea for a Storm Drake Guard video to do basically it would be a word bearer's Storm Drake Guard, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but I've got a really good blood red word bearer scheme in mind, which will be important when it comes to painting the Heresy box that is making its way to me.
Did you go for the Heresy? Did you go for the Heresy box then?
I did, and the reason why is because I think one of the big questions I get asked almost every single day at this point is, how do you paint Sons of Horus? So, rather than just picking up any old Space Marine to do it with, I figure I would pick up the Heresy box and I would do the Sons of Horus. But it means I can also do, because I'll have more than enough minis in that box to do it, it means I can basically, because I've got like the what's it called? I've got the Crimson Paladins, I've got the Dawnbringer squad for Blood Angels, I've got Sanguinius, I've got a load of Heresy stuff already. I've got a Praetor, I've got a Leviathan Dreadnought, all of this kind of stuff, right? I just don't have any of the infantry. So I figured what I would do, and it seemed cool to me at the time, is I would pick it up, that box, and with that box I would paint one of every single legion.
Yep.
From the Mark 6s.
Yep.
And then I would paint the remaining stuff to go and basically start my Blood Angels.
With your Blood Angels, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. That'd be really cool.
Because then I could use it for 40k as well if I really wanted to.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would probably pick up some Mark 3s because I really love the Mark 3.
Is the Mark 3 the iron armor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The super retro thick boy armor that they use in void hardened suits.
Yeah, that's what the Death Guard have, right? Like the 40k Death Guard. If you actually look at their, like, you know, apart from all the crap that's coming out of them and tongues and teeth and stuff, their pauldrons and their knees and legs and everything are all Mark 3 armor, which makes sense.
Correct.
They favoured Mark 3 for obvious reasons. Good way to go. Oh, you've got his body almost finished.
I have. So I've glued all the armor plates onto his legs now, as well as his little flag. Oh my god, he's inside the camera. Hang on. There we go.
I'm climbing inside the camera for a close-up view.
So, gonna use an entire can of Grey Seer on this, I'm sure. Anyone know what weapons the Horus Heresy Contemptor has? Could I make it into a Custodes Venerable Contemptor Dreadnought?
I think so. I think you could, because doesn't it just come with a auto cannon?
I think there's
an auto cannon and a fist. Yeah, but the hang on a second.
I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't. It would just look more like a Space Marine Dreadnought than it would with a thingy. I think you might have to find a decent weapon to put on it, because it won't have a Galatas spear or a sword or a shield. And I think those are the only two options, aren't they, in the Custodes? The sword and shield, or the one with the big spear?
No, you can. No, he means at least I assume Dan
Oh!
means a regular venerable contemptor.
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely just spray it gold.
Because that's what I mean. Yeah, just spray it gold because it's the same kit.
Yes, I forgot that was an option.
Yeah, multi-melter and a fist. Yeah, I don't know if the
I think it does come with a multi-melter.
Does it come with a multi-melter?
Yeah, the original one did, so I would be surprised if this one didn't.
Let's have a look. Well, they've said, what is it, 45 of the 54 minis in the new Horus Heresy box are brand new. So I would assume that the dreadnought one is the old kit, so it should come with it.
I think the dreadnought one has been updated.
Chewie's answered it. Yeah, twin multi-melter, twin autocannon, twin laser cannon, twin heavy bolters. So yeah, you'll be fine, Dan. Just thanks, Chewie.
He also looks crucially a lot less derp than the original one did, because the original one is just standing very, very straight.
I will stand. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
He's sort of walking forwards very, very slowly.
Well, the custodian, not custodies. That's not fair. The Contemptor dreadnoughts. I've always found them to be like a weird kit because they're like without the particular Legion. You know, the Forge World ones, which have all the kind of Legion bump built into them.
Yeah.
They have a bit of differentiation about them and are quite cool. But like the regular basic one is it's so plain. It's just so, I don't know. Yeah. It's like it's plain without having, you know, like the old squat box dreadnought kits had like a little bit of character about them. I've always found the regular Contemptor dreadnought to just be a bit dull. Yeah,
and the new one's a bit better, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at it on the site now. It's a good looking piece. It's a good looking thing. It looks a bit better. It's probably infinitely more posable as well, which is always good.
He is. Dan says, can't wait to see the HH Custodes rules, to be honest. Yeah, no, they should be good. They've been very good for a long time. I don't see where that'll change. I think there's some things that will probably go the way of the bin. Like, for example,
because they were crazy good, right?
Yeah, well, for example, that you when they first came out, the Custodes Tribune was pound for pound the best model in any game system ever.
It's just, you can't kill me, and I can kill your entire army.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, he couldn't best like the good Primarchs, but he could beat Angron.
I feel so bad. I mean, I know it's not normally I say this, but I feel bad for Angron. It's like, you beat the good Primarchs, but, you know, can beat Angron.
Angron's had pretty bad. He's been pretty bad for a long time in Horus Heresy. He was the first model to come out, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, as far as I remember, Horus is the GOAT.
As he should be.
He's the best one. In second place, Lehman Russ. Is very, very, very good. Perturabo is pretty good. Sanguinius is odd.
Oh, poor Sanguinius.
Well, he just, like, he's so sort of kind of strange because he can have either the sword or the spear. And the spear is clearly the better option if you charge. If you don't charge, the sword is a better option. But, like, you don't go with the sword because you think that Sanguinius is going to get locked in combat with stuff. He just shouldn't.
Yeah.
But, like, you put Sanguinius against other Primarchs, which he will get locked in combat with. Because you can't... Basically, it's very... I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's, let's say, highly unlikely that you will one-shot a Primarch. It's possible, but it's highly unlikely that
I mean, if you do, you win the Horus Heresy, right? You just win the whole thing. That's it. Forget what happened in the lore.
Yeah.
It's
and that's
over.
That's why, like, generally you'll see in games of Heresy, people, if they are bringing a Primarch each, they'll basically try and keep them away from each other, because quite often what happens is the Primarchs just duke it out for the entire game and don't really do anything else.
Yeah.
Alfarius isn't very good, but Alfarius's command, his warlord traits and stuff are just out of this world. Yeah, I believe he can just... I think if you take him, he can just pick any... Well, this is all subject to change. I think, but, like, as I recall, if Alfarius is... Generally, there's a lot of kind of, like, if this person is present, then they have to be your warlord, right? So you can't take Sanguinius and then just have some, you know...
Some schlep trait, some praetor to be your...
Yeah, because... A Praetor would not command a Primarch. It's just not a thing.
We're trying a new technique today in the Blood Angels. We're calling it upward mentoring. So, Dominion Zephon, you are going to take charge of the Legion. And Sanguinius, Father, you are going to just be working for Mr. Zephon today. So, I know this is a bit of a role reversal, but, you know, this is what we're going to do. By the way, hi, my name's Guillermo. I'm from the HR department here on Baal. So just thought we're going to shake things up a bit, see how it goes. Guillermo, the HR Blood Angel.
There was a website that did a Primarch that used Horus Heresy rules to run a knockout comp with all Primarchs. Final was Horus versus the Lion. Lion won. Lion is very good. I
saw that, yeah.
The Lion is very good as well. It's I mean, purely based on mathematics. Pretty much Horus wins against everyone. There are some that give him a real run for his money. It depends on, like I said, it depends on if they are able to use all of their abilities. So, like, for ages, Corvus Corax is a really good Primarch because he has hit and run. So he charges in, does a bunch of damage, and then just yeets out of there. But one of the things that Horus does with the Talon of Horus or with Worldbreaker is that he causes concussion, and you also lose an initiative step every time he does a wound. So it meant that, because in the way it used to be done in 7th edition, it wasn't a case of I charged, I go first. It's done on initiative steps, right? So whatever your initiative value is, that would be when you strike, unless you're carrying a weapon that is unwieldy, in which case your initiative is automatically 1. If your initiative is 1, you'll go in last. If your initiative is 7, which quite often the Primarchs are, you'll go in first or at the same time. And so what happens is Corvus Corax dives into combat with Horus, does maybe a wound, maybe 2 wounds, then Horus just has to wound him once, and then he can't hit and run, and his initiative is all gone, and all of his charge bonuses are gone, and then Horus just takes him apart. It's the same thing for Sanguinius, and for Kurz, because they rely on those mechanics to do, you know, some decent work.
I was reading the Goonhammer review of the new edition, and it sounds like what they've done to it to me. I mean, look, and I obviously, you know, there's people in chat who are Horus Heresy players, because I've never played the damn thing. They'll know more about it than I do. But it sounds like what they've done to it to make it a little bit more streamlined than perhaps it was. Like, are all good changes?
No,
like,
I haven't read enough.
As someone who's never played before, like, I read it and was like, because I must admit, like, one thing that has always consistently put me off ever even thinking about having a go at Horus Heresy has been the fact that it is a build-on of 7th edition rules.
Yeah.
And that it had a lot of the same problems, at least as I understand it, that, you know, 7th edition got into.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I think, I don't know, having read a kind of review of how it all works, it seems like it is a good time to get into it.
Yeah, no, for sure. The thing I'm in, like I said, we've already had it mentioned. I'm interested to see how Custodes work in it. I'm also very interested to see how the Mechanicum work in it, and I'm also very interested to see how the Solar Auxilia work in it, and demons, of course. Demons also, you can use demons in Horus Heresy.
Yeah, well, again, there was kind of a on the Goonhammer, credit to those guys because the review I thought was very good. They were saying that Talons of the Emperor, Demons of the Ruined Storm, Adeptus Mechanicus, and or Mechanicum, I guess it was, and the what's the other one? Solar Auxilia, are expected to follow. And apparently, those the two books they've got, because the way they've done it now, and again, if this is the same as before, shout at me, but they've got like one book for the loyalists, one book for the traitors, with all of their kind of rules in.
It was all, I think that's how that worked.
Yeah, which are apparently chunky tomes.
Oh yeah, having looked at them, I was like, damn. I nearly bought them. I didn't buy the books, unfortunately. How would you make Flesh Terrors red a bit darker? I'm thinking maybe add a small amount of shyish purple. Yeah, that is how I would do it, Dave.
That's how you recommended I do it, didn't you? To make it into more like corn red.
Yeah. So like 1-to-1, maybe 2-to-1 in favour of Flesh Terrors red.
Yeah, so I've actually, you know what? It's up here. I've actually got a pot that I mixed ages ago. It's buried in there, so I won't get it out. But I've got a pot that I mixed ages ago, which is like a Flesh Terrors red and shyish purple mix, which I think is 2-to-1, which pretty much comes out as corn red that I've potted, sealed, and is still remained liquid, and I am saving for, a rainy day when I need to do something that is corn red again.
That sounds like somebody might be planning to do World Eaters.
What? Well, oh no! You know what? I hadn't even thought of that. No, it was more for it was for when I did some of my old art that I've got. They were all done in corn red, so I mixed it up and I've just got loads left. But from what I painted, I threw that on there, on some of the contrast ones. But no, yeah. Well, I don't know. See, I actually really like the blue and white. Like I like the old school World Eater scheme.
I do as well. I'm very interested to see how they are going to be presented. Because, classically they are all red. Which is one of the reasons why I haven't done a World Eaters army, is because I already have an all-red combat army.
Yeah, you have a lot of red combat armies.
Yes. I don't really want to do another one. I really like the blue and white. But I suspect they are going to be all red. But we don't know 100% what it's going to look like, because as it stands at the moment, all of the things are the way they are in Khorne, because I think the person who initially wrote them didn't like them. So just
you know what? My big, and obviously that actually adds to our codex discussion we were having earlier, because we didn't think of them or we didn't mention them. But obviously the World Eaters has been officially announced are due to get another book or get their own book.
I would put my reputation on the line.
My God, this is getting very serious.
And say that I think World Eaters will be the faction that opposes the Space Marines in the 10th edition box.
That's interesting, because the rumour for a while now, believe it or not, is actually that Tyranids are due a wider range refresh, and that they will be in some way to. I don't know how true this is, and I want to doubt it, to be quite honest. But the idea I've heard circulating is basically that Tyranids were going to be the new kind of big bad.
Yeah.
For 10th, and because the 9th edition stuff will be World Eaters, and that there would be some wider updates to their range that would also tie in with something like Space Marine 2.
Maybe. There isn't Space Marine 2 due in September.
Well, exactly. That's what makes me think that's not true, because Space Marine 2 will come out beforehand. That said, we know that there are new Space Marine units that are going to be in Space Marine
2. Mm-hmm.
And presumably they will be getting models. So presumably they will be part of a Space Marine Codex, an updated version at the very minimum. Possibly, something new edition related, but who knows at this point? It's all speculation.
It is all speculation.
Yeah, you know what? World Eaters. That's a good call from Chewy. World Eaters versus Dark Angels with the lion waking up.
That would be dope.
That would be pretty dope. That would be pretty dope, to be fair.
It would be a hilarious 10th edition box if it was World Eaters versus Blood Angels. Because it would just be your choice of red Marines or red Marines.
Could I interest Sir in some red with his red?
It'd be a nightmare to market that.
In the red corner, the red angry boys. In the red corner, the other red angry boys.
Which ones are loyal? At this point, who cares?
Yeah. I'm way more furious than you are. No, you're not. I am the more furious.
It's just like, I think, because they've announced World Eaters, basically to tell you that World Eaters aren't going to be in Codex Chaos Space Marines. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And that there would be a White Dwarf supplement.
Yeah, I think that's next month.
Yeah, see, I think if there's a White Dwarf supplement that close, I don't think you're getting World Eaters in 9th edition. Is my feeling.
Don't know. Yeah. That's a tough one.
Because it would just be like... I mean, 10th edition is nearly less than a year away, right?
Yeah, but they have form for doing that, right? Like, again, to pick on Tyranids, one of the arguments I saw bizarrely when there was still speculation about when the Tyranid Codex would come out was that some people argued that because Crusher Stampede and Leviathan were a thing, which obviously now are no longer things, that they weren't even getting a Codex in 9th, which was like ludicrous. And I remember a lot of people just being like, well, no, they will, because they've said every faction will get one. But that was used as an argument for that. So I suspect, given they've told us there will be a Codex, I think it will be a 9th edition Codex. Like, I don't think they would kind of blow the preview of what 10th edition is going to be by saying like, oh, FYI, here is one of like the core armies for 10th edition. I also, given the way the rumor mill's been recently and like the things that get leaked, I think it would be virtually impossible for them to both have a new codex and a new edition in one hit, and we wouldn't know about it by now.
Well, I mean, there is a new edition coming. It will be next year.
Well, yeah. But that's like saying, there's a new iPhone coming. Like, yes, of course there is. We know there is. They release one every, on a schedule. But yeah, I suspect it will be a 9th. At the very minimum, it will be a 9th edition codex. And then obviously we will get a new edition with new stuff in it. And possibly some of these heresy type rules will move over into it, like reactions.
Would you be, as somebody who might be interested in collecting World Eaters, would you be happy?
Why have I been paying this collecting?
No. This is your hypothetical. A hypothetical of someone who might be interested in collecting World Eaters. Would you be happy if what month are we in? We're in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there will be a big release in July.
Yep.
Which won't be game locked, so it might be hobby stuff. Who knows?
Yeah. Contrast 2.
Yeah, maybe. Immediately annihilate my channel.
We're scrapping contrast and replacing it with newer contrast.
We're scrapping contrast and we're replacing it with base and layer paints.
Airbrush only painting tutorials.
Yeah. Yeah, we've decided that paints are a loss leader, so we're just going to sell airbrushes. Because we can make a Games Workshop airbrush and market it to you for £600. So presumably there'll be a big release in July, right?
Yeah.
There's, I suspect, September.
Mhm.
What have we said? What do we know is coming in? We know something's coming in September. No, hang on. So we know that in November time, Slaves to Darkness is coming for Age of Sigmar, and that'll be a big one because there's a bunch of stuff that's been leaked with that. So that there won't be a World Eaters release for Christmas. I can almost guarantee it. So
looking at 2023.
You're looking at 2023 for it to come out.
Sorry, forgive me. This weird noise that you can probably hear is me using I have one of those little paint mixers. I'm just trying to mix up this pot of brass scorpion, which I'm now dropping everywhere.
Oh, I've got some questions. Oh my god, I got it late. Hi. Hello, Matthias. Does the size of the brush matter, or is it how you use it that counts? Well, with contrast paint, yeah, the size of the brush does matter.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yes, it's not the size that counts, it's how you use it.
I appreciate that guy's name. He's the sensei of all the Jedi genitalia. That's quite impressive.
I enjoyed it. But yeah, no, sorry, I was on my.
Yeah, so you were saying, would I be satisfied with World Eaters if...
So would you be happy? Because, like...
I've never been happy, Josh.
No, that's true. But, we know that there's 3 codexes yet to come.
Yeah.
4 codexes if you include... My internet died.
You died.
I should be back now. Am I back now?
You're back, yes. And Matthias in chat has thanked you for your fire dragons of some sort.
Oh, you're very welcome, Matthias. I've got a Striking Scorpions one coming soon. And I've got Swooping Hawks as well. So if you're interested in either of those, stay tuned to youtube.com/Warhipster because we have more tutorials coming for the Eldari.
Nice.
But yeah, so sorry, I was saying that like because I think the reason why I think that Leagues of Votann isn't as far away it's not close, but it's not far off. Because we've seen models for it.
Yeah, agreed.
And we've not seen any models for World Eaters yet.
True.
We've just seen some 3D renders of some axes, which is cool, but we're not even close, I don't think. So if we've got Astra Militarum, what did we say? We've got 4.
Astra Militarum, Demons, Chaos Space Marines are the 3 that exist, right? That we're waiting for.
Yeah.
Of existing armies. We've then got Leagues of Votann, and we've got World Eaters are the 2 that, I guess World Eaters do exist, but as a standalone codex, they don't.
Right. Yeah, so I think there's not long left. I mean, I think this year you'll probably see all 4.
I would have thought so. I think the other thing we have to remember, right, is they are still delayed.
Yeah.
Like we are still living with the consequences of, in many ways we are still living with the consequences of COVID, because a lot of these codexes, like the Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights ones, which came out 2 weeks ago, so mid-May, I can guarantee you those should have been start of April, if not earlier.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Because they probably would have been an Easter release, I would have thought.
It wouldn't surprise me if actually Horus Heresy was supposed to drop at Christmas.
Yeah, that's probably a good shout.
So we didn't really get a big Christmas release, did we? Not that I can remember off the top of my head. I'm sure there was one.
No, I don't think we did get a big Christmas release, you know? I think you're right.
I'm sure there was something of some description.
Some nonsense.
Yeah. Some nonsense that might be a bit strong. I don't know. We just can't second guess them.
But what were you saying? You mean, I assume your question was going to be, like, would you be satisfied, as someone who wanted to collect World Eaters, would you be satisfied if they came out, like, after the Leagues of Votann or something?
Oh, no. Is that if you got a new World Eaters army collection and you got to play with it for, like, a month, and then... Because I'm getting nervous, you know, about my demons.
What, because you think the Codex will come out and then they'll go straight into 10?
Yes.
So, to be fair, I think the changeover... So, unless they radically change the way 10th edition works, right? So if you think about it, 9th was 8th. I mean, we can argue about whether it was improved, but it was 8th with improvements, was the idea.
Yes.
So, a really good example of a codex which kind of gave away where 9th was going in a lot of ways was like the Sisters of Battle for 8th. Because the Sisters of Battle had mechanics in there. Like, so the classic example of that was the invuln save.
Yeah.
The invuln saves, all of them were capped at 4 up, which at the time of release for Sisters of Battle, when 3 up invulns, which are obviously bullshit, were quite common in the game, it was a bit like, huh, that's kind of weird. Wonder why, why is it that Sisters are limited by this? And then obviously 9th edition came out and they basically, bar a few units and characters here and there, they went, 3 up invuln saves, get in the bin, 4 ups, gonna be your max, it's where we're gonna cap. Which is fair enough. So I would suspect that if they changed anything particularly radical unless they completely change the game, if you get a codex like Chaos Space Marines that comes out maybe 3-4 months, Chaos Demons that comes out maybe 3-4 months before you get a new edition, I strongly suspect that all you would see in there are maybe some rules that actually reflect the way the game's going to go. I don't think you'd end up. I don't think you need to worry, Josh, because I think you wouldn't end up in a situation where, again, unless they completely change the entire game state, in which case everybody's book just goes in the bin and we go back to indexes and we start again, right? Like they did in the beginning of 8th edition.
Yes.
Which you're like, every man just wants to watch the world burn. You're like, yes, let's do that. But I think your book would be fine. Like, it would still work. Like, actually, I mean, again, if the Sisters of Battle are fairly instructive, right, you actually end up in quite an advantageous position. Because, I mean, I was playing Sisters of Battle all through last year, and a little bit of this year as well. And the Sisters of Battle from 8th to 9th edition, like, actually, that book was, like, even when, 9th edition Space Marines were around, and Necrons came out, like, that Sisters 8th book was still pretty powerful, and pretty good. And then the 9th edition book came out, and they did a few side grades here and there, and it was still very good. Then it got kind of bonked on the head by everything that came after it, which is what tends to happen with codexes. And now it's back to being quite good again, because of Armour of Contempt. And if the points change in the next balanced data slate, if you're a Sisters player, I suspect we might be in for some, sort of either direct buffs in the form of points drops, or possibly indirect buffs when other stuff becomes more expensive. I've seen some rumours of the Tyrannid costs, and their stuff, a lot of their key stuff is going to be getting a little bit more expensive.
It's probably fair, right?
Yeah. So the big one is like the Malicept is going to go up by 50 points. That's the rumour. Yeah, it's pretty chunky. And heavy venom cannon is going to get more expensive. So the Harpy gets a small increase on its own, and then when you add the heavy venom cannons on, it's like 30 points overall. Which it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're actually putting your army together, like, let's say 2 harpies, that's another 60 points, which is, you know, you've got to account for. Like, it means that a Tyranid list at the moment, which is 2,000 points, is probably going to end up between 100 to 200 points over, which is going to force choices. Because, like, the Hive Tyrant is going to get more expensive, for sure. Especially the winged one. So, yeah. So again, that's it. That, again, for people who are watching while we sort of do our hobby and you are more interested in the competitive side of things, I think that is one thing to bear in mind when it comes to, like, whenever we get this next chapter approved Warzone Nephilim, where they're going to publish the points online now rather than in the book. You know, just because your faction doesn't get a drop or an increase, it still might get an indirect buff or nerf, potentially, who knows, but realistically a buff, depending on how others change. Because other factions that counter you very well get more expensive.
Yeah.
So even if you don't get cheaper, you can sit there and go, okay, I can still do X amount with my points, but now this person or this faction who I have to play, that were always a huge problem for me. Okay, now they've got less of their, like, optimized stuff. The other thing I suspect, and sorry, this has gone off into, like, game mechanic chat now and competitive chat, but I'll finish my point. It starts, I'll finish. The other big change, I think, which actually is going to have quite an impact, is command points.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen there, do we?
Well, we know that they've said that you're going to start with about half as many as you do now, but gain more through the game.
Yeah.
Right? So that is probably quite good, because what it stops is a lot of the kind of, like, loading up your, you know, again, to take the Tyranid example. When I write a Tyranid list that's competitive, I am spending money on extra warlord traits. I am spending money on extra relics, 100%, because they're all very good. You know, I'm using stratagems up front pretty heavily. So I still start with a decent pool, but, you know, I've spent some up front. And also, I mean, I would tend to run a battalion anyway of Tyranids to get 12 points to start. But there's plenty of armies out there that actually go, do you know what, I'm just going to suck up 2 CP and run 2 patrols. There are Tyranid armies that do that as well, and there are some very good Tyranid builds that do that. But, you know, people are still running double patrol or patrol and spearhead and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're, you know, so they've, you know, taken off, let's say it's double patrol. They've lost 2 command points to start with. They then buy an extra warlord trait, an extra relic. It means they're down 4, right, before we even start. So it's very common to see armies start the game with 8 CP, which is is a perfectly workable number. If that goes down to 4 to start the game, and it means you can't pull off your stratagems,
yeah, it's a big impact.
It's actually quite an impact on how you build the army. So you might sit there and go, well, do you know what? I'm now incentivized to take a battalion. Well, if I'm taking a battalion, I have to take troops. Well, if my troop units are not the most optimized to do my job, to be the most killy or the most efficient, it makes your it just makes the game a little bit more balanced in some ways.
Yeah,
because it means people aren't just spamming the most efficient stuff, because you have to bring troops. Like, again, as a Sisters player, Battle Sisters are actually very good troops, right? Of the troop units that are available out there, Battle Sisters are pretty good because they're relatively cheap. Armor of Contempt, 3-up save because they're power armored. Yeah, fine, they're just carrying bolters, so they're nothing special. But, like, a little 5-gold unit of troops, it's actually quite handy. They can run around, they can do actions, they can go score you objectives. Like, they're fairly resilient for it, right? They're actually quite good, so I generally try and bring them. But there is certainly an argument for saying, well, actually, what you do is you maximise your elite slots, rather than bringing loads of troops. But if there's CP changes, you just won't be able to really. Well, you can still do it, but you're going to be starting the game at perhaps more of a disadvantage. And I think what it then lends itself to is actually using your stratagems, which we all have tons of, but barely any of them get used throughout the game, perhaps more impactfully to do things in the game rather than in your list build.
Yeah.
Which is actually, when you think about it, is what stratagems should be, right? They should be about impacting the game state and reacting to what somebody is doing.
Yeah. It does give... it doesn't, hurt demons, really, because we don't have any stratagems, really, that we use during the game. Other than if you're running Slanesh demons,
what's it? Warp Surge?
it's so rarely worth it.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Plague bearers, it's quite good on, right? Because they're just tough face. Then.
Yeah, I mean they're it's useful on something like plague bearers, for sure. Generally though, like you would want to use it on plague bearers if you're going to run a big 30 blob unit of them.
Right.
Which are not a lot of people generally steer towards doing at the moment because, it causes a lot of morale issues doing that. In a game at the moment, the game at the moment values MSU. That's why you don't see like 30 blobs of orc boys. Not really.
It is true. Which is sad because 30 blobs of orc boys are cool.
Exactly. Completely agree.
Very orky. But again, maybe if we move back towards battalions, move back towards taking troops, that's what people will, perhaps lean into more. That'd be quite nice.
But Warp Surge is one of those ones that you use, maybe use during the game. The only one I can think of
that I desperately need to use to keep my Slaanesh demons alive is Aura of Acquiescence, which is just very, very good.
Oh, Aura of Acquiescence is great.
But that only costs 1 CP.
Yeah. I expect that'll get more expensive in the new book.
If it even stays around, but
I think it will. I mean, it's not like busted. It's very good, but it's quite situational. It depends on having Slaanesh demons, so.
Yes. The thing I'm really interested in the Slaanesh demons section of things is whether or not they're going to what if they're going to do it. What leaps of logic are they going to use to bring Dexessa and Sinessa?
The big peacock-looking one. And,
yeah.
I know the one you mean.
Because I was saying to my buddy Chris actually at the weekend, I've just gone. I was like, I wonder if they're going to come in. He went, well, they're a very, very Age of Sigmar thing. And they were born because Marathi did nonsense.
And it's basically a slither of Slaanesh's power escaped from its bindings as a consequence of something Marathi did.
And that's why you got
bloody Marathi, eh?
Yes.
Always causing trouble.
That's why you've got Sinessa and Dexessa. But if they're
They
going
just
to
sound
bring
like two very posh girls.
Yeah.
Which school do you go to? I'm Dexessa and this is my sister Sinessa. We love to ride horses.
They go to Hartpury.
Sorry. Actually, Cheltenham Ladies College. So, apologies to anyone in chat who went to Cheltenham Ladies College or is very posh and likes to ride horses. But
I sincerely doubt that anybody in chat.
I'd love it if there's someone in chat who does that.
No, I not ride horses. Of course, I rode horses as a kid.
Yeah, but you're in a more sort of Rohan-y way rather than in a.
That's true.
Rather than in a hunt down foxes kind of way.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I never did that. But no, as I was saying, I highly doubt anyone here went to Cheltenham Ladies College.
Gonna get a load of angry comments in a second. Dear Warhipster, how dare you invite this man onto your internet television show who makes these comments about people who enjoy the country pursuits and have slightly ridiculous names. Yours, Henrietta Bloomington, Smythe, Esquire.
We used to think you were cool. Do you know of any model building and priming services? I really don't have that. Thank you very much, Martin, for the 5. I really don't have the type of building and priming models, and I don't enjoy that part anyways. Martin, I wish I did know a building and priming service, because I would use it myself.
I mean, you can send them to me. I like building stuff.
You could send them to... Yeah, you could send them to Adam.
Don't send them to me. They'll never get built. I don't have time. But I actually do. I actually enjoy building and bizarrely magnetizing things. Not to a ludicrous degree. If you're going to be, I'm gonna call out our good friend Mr. Quipster, Mr. Alex, who's a very good friend of ours, who has I think learned his lesson. I say call out, more just an amusing anecdote. I think learned his lesson on this when he magnetized all of the, the little ammo and like scope bit of the bolt guns on intercessors. He magnetized all of them, so he could swap them out to be like assault bolters or what they call the heavy kind of bolt rifle.
Stalker bolt rifle.
Stalker bolt rifle. That's it. And when it was pointed out that like literally no one will care. I mean, as long as the whole squad has the thing. I mean, if anyone at a tournament ever leans in and goes, "Oh, you've not fitted those with the assault bolters, so you're not allowed to use them. Your list's illegal." What you do with them is you do great violence unto them. If anyone else says, no, don't do that, I'm not encouraging violence. But you tell them politely to go forth and multiply, I think is the answer.
You yeet them into the sun.
Yeah. Begone, thought. No, you tell them where to go, because nobody should be doing that. But yes, he magnetized all of those, and it was a very painful experience for him. And I think he learned his lesson because he's not done that since. So don't do that kind of magnetizing. But like this kind of magnetizing, I'll hold it for the camera, probably can't see that. But like, magnetizing guns for knights and stuff like that, and vehicles. Oh yeah, I love it. That's all good. I got my drill set and my magnets and my super glue.
It's definitely worth a Google, Martin, to find a building and priming service.
I think Chewie's just been admitted to being banned from within a mile of Cheltenham Ladies College. But no, to answer Martin's question, I think some of the painting services that are out there do offer building and priming as well, but I don't know if they do it. I don't know if they do that completely separately from the painting. That's the problem.
If I didn't hate it so much, Martin, I would say I would do it for you, but I hate it so much.
I've spoken to Josh when we're not recording, when he's building lots and lots and lots of the same model, and let me tell you, he loves it. He loves it greatly. There is definitely no swearing and definitely no, oh god, I've got to do 20 more of these. That is the one advantage for Chaos Knights, right? Or Knights in general. Like you're not building 30 of the same model.
Yeah, that is a nice. I think the worst one for me, and it's not that I didn't like doing the project. I really liked doing the project, but one of the ones that nearly broke me was building. I think it was over 50 Gene Stealers.
Oh god.
And the reason it nearly broke me was because my lovely client wanted them on 32mm bases.
Oh, so you had to chop off the little bar at the bottom because they're 25mm slot bases.
Yeah, and it was just the amount of times building one, sticking it on its base, and being like, "There we go, finished it," and then
it just slowly fall forward.
Yeah. Coming back like 20 minutes later. There was one where I did like 10 really quickly and I was super pleased with myself. I went and literally put my dinner in the oven, came back and they'd all gone, farewell.
We will steal genes from the ground. Oh man. Now there's a model kit that could use, like, doesn't need an update. The sculpt is okay. Just change the bit where it connects to the base, please, VW. That's all we need. Just have them on a tactical rock or something. Give us more surface area.
I suspect if Gene Stealers were going to get an update, they would get a full update.
Yeah, just be a whole brand new kind of Gene Stealer.
Yeah, because I think they generally try to move away from slotted bases.
Yeah. Which makes sense, right?
Yeah, because slotted bases are the worst.
They are a proper load of rubbish. Oh man. What else have I got to do here? Ah, all the gold trim. Okay, well we'll do that in a second.
I'm at the most fun part of building a knight, where you have to stick tiny little stars on square bits.
Wait, what's this?
You remember? So on, I don't know if you would have done it actually. You might have skipped this stage. You might have looked at it and gone, "Nope." When you built your Imperial Knight,
Yeah.
did you have to stick the little?
Oh, yeah, the little cog symbols on the front of the trusses under the that support the carapace.
Yeah. I'm gonna use some tweezers for this. I've already.
Chewie has. Yeah, so David said Gene Stealers are horrible to build so many mold lines. I agree with that, yeah. It's a problem that a lot of the old Tyranid kits suffer from. And Chewie says, hey, what they've done to Gene Stealers were my favourite NID unit. Yeah, it does kind of suck that they're no longer a troops choice. I mean, they are still quite good. I think there's definitely a place for them. They're just getting drowned out at the moment because just everything else in the Tyranid book is really good. It was weird that they matched them to the Pure Strain Gene Stealers in Gene Stealer Cult. Because they should be Pure Strain Gene Stealers. Because they are Gene Stealers from the Hive Fleet. They've not... Like, the whole point of the Pure Strain Gene Stealers in the Gene Stealer Cult is they evolve out of generations of, you know, non-Gene Stealers. These guys are like sharks. They are evolutionarily perfect. They're like the beginning. So yeah, I don't know. It's a big one. And I agree, Trish having 40 now seems very short-sighted. Yeah, I've got like 30 or 40 of them. They're sitting on a shelf over here, which, you know, you can't take them now. Just like my poor Gene Stealers.
You know what we could do for doubles
What's that?
is
Colt and Nids.
yeah. I mean that would be one thing. No, what I was going to say is if you make a, because this is what I was saying to a friend of mine the other day. I could make a 2,000 point demons army that doesn't cross over. Because that's the thing, is you can take the same army, you just can't have the same data sheet in two 1,000 points. So like, if you both want to play as Blood Angels, only one of you can take a captain. Only one of you can take intercessors. Only one of you. So
that's kind of the disadvantage of doing the same army.
Yeah. So it stops. You know, it would stop, for example, me bringing, let's say, 3 Keepers of Secrets, and then my doubles partner.
Okay, you're a doubles partner bringing in another 3, yeah.
Yeah, so that we turn up with 6 Keepers of Secrets, which would just be... Some might say, Adam, that would be a bit strong.
A bit strong.
I need to get that on a t-shirt.
Yeah,
genuinely at this point. Like, that's... we say that, I think,
we need to get a cartoon version of me and you on a thing, just pointing at a model and just going, looks a bit strong.
Sometimes, some might say, it's a bit strong.
It's strong.
And of course, our favourite one from your friend and mine, the Sandman Ed, of, I get to have rules too. I am
allowed some of my own rules, yeah. I am also allowed rules.
I am allowed to have some rules.
Your army shall have no rules, because that is the rule.
Because it's too strong.
Yeah.
It's a bit
strong. Wait, you can advance. You can advance and charge with 1 unit. That's a bit much. I mean, I have just made my entire army ballistic skill 2 for no discernible downside. Oh, and I can advance and shoot for no discernible downside. Oh, and this thing that's 48 inches away from the thing giving out the buff just gets the buff because I can do this cool kind of broadcasty thing. So, you know, that's fine. But that 1 unit you've got that might be able to advance and charge if your other character is near it, yeah, that's a bit much. Oh, and I also have an invuln save and a -1 to hit. Because, you know.
And literally anything that you target with your big guns, I'm going to do transhuman physiology on.
Transhuman physiology! Oh, can you imagine if in Marine Codex 2 they get rid of that?
What if transhuman goes?
I mean, I just think it'd be very funny.
It would be quite funny for them to lose it. And everyone else still have it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my only be able to be wounded on a 4. No, you're not. No, you're not. Doesn't exist. It's gone. Oh dear. Let's chat. Kataro needs a hug. Yeah, Kataro. Sorry, dude. Bad. We need to start a Gene Stealer support group. Hi, my name's Adam. I've got 40 Gene Stealers. Hi, Adam. Welcome.
It seems like Warhipster Stream has become the Gene Stealer support
The
group.
Gene Stealer support group. It's just me, Dave, Chewie, and Kataro sitting around just being like, oh.
What am life?
Yeah, why? Woe is me. Underdog Painting says, I painted 25k points worth of Tyranids for a commission. I hate Tyranids. No. Man, 25,000 points of Tyranids. Jesus. Like, Underdog, if you can give us details, like, on roughly what that looked like, in terms of the breakdown of the models, I would be very interested, because if they've gone for, like, 25,000 points, but it's, like, all gaunts, I mean, that's got to be like 100,000 gaunts because they're so cheap.
25,000 points.
Used to be.
25,000 points of Gene Stealers. Oh, this is very confusing.
What have you? Oh, are you fitting the strong hand? The like Tyranid bit. Tyranid bit? What am I talking about? The tentacled bit.
That's the bit I'm up to now. Like the whole body is built. Apart from the birds.
Stupid bird. Shut up, D. Shut up, D, stupid bird.
D's a bird. Oh, it looks like it's going to be an actual nightmare.
What, hang on, why am I asking? I've got these instructions. Like, over here somewhere. Should we do a bit of read along together? Take a look. It's in a book. The instructions for the Night Abominant.
Night Abominant Rainbow.
Oh god, a rainbow conjured by a Night Abominant would be a terrible thing.
No one's passing that dread test, am I right?
Yep. Where's my thingy gone?
Maybe I'll just build the Volkite.
The Volkite Destructor! That's what it's called, isn't it? Or is it a Volkite Annihilator?
I can't remember. Yeah,
Well,
for
God,
anyone who's wondering why I'm not magnetizing this particular night is that I believe that the Abominant is pretty much an auto take. I think for a general Knight's army, there will be something that is like an auto take that you'll just have in it. And I think for Chaos Knights, the Night Abominant is that thing. It's just, it does everything. It's active in every phase, so why wouldn't you take it? And it's cheap. And you can make it horribly survivable.
Yeah,
if you give it, what? Blessings of the Dark Prince.
Blessings of the Dark Master, yeah.
And then you give it, if you're running it as I am intend to, House Korvax, you give it Rune of Darkness as its relic, and you can give it something of Cursed Ion or something that you can just make them really, really, really tough.
You can't cast Winds of the Warp, you get a 5-up feel no pain.
Cast Winds of the Warp, get a 5-up feel no pain. They're just really, really strong.
You can, if you take him as Iconoclast, you give him the Veil of Medrungard. He's got a 4-up invuln save against range attacks and a 6-up invuln in combat. Which is the only way to get an invuln in combat, actually. Interestingly, apart from the Zeech, there's a Zeech favoured by the gods upgrade, which the favoured thing is you just get a 4-up invuln all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thing with it, is that I feel like
Chewie wants your birds, by the way.
The birds are going to go on the Abominant.
Yeah, you leave these birds. You leave these birds alone, Chewie.
Adam might send you his birds.
Nah, man, I'm putting all my birds on my Abominant.
Yeah,
they are the Warhammer. They are actually the Warhammer only. The Warhammer Angry Birds.
I think, because I think with Chaos Knights, right, you build a Abominant, and that's it. End of story. You then buy 2 more big knights, and you magnetize them.
Yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it.
I still think the best build is 2 big knights and a load of little knights. I think 3 big knights is good, but I mean it depends what you want to do, right? If for having fun, yeah, definitely I'd do 3 big knights. Hell, I even do 4 big knights. It'd be quite fun. Yeah, I think 2 and a load of war dogs.
That's my
spicy stuff.
That's my point, right? And so like if you 883 and 884, if you have 3 in your collection, one is your
gives you the choice, right?
Yeah, one is your Abominant. You don't need to. You're never gonna get more than 3 in an army. Like you can get 4.
Sort of crazy man.
You can get 4 if you want to just do all big boys, but like 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Yeah, you would have to run 4. What are they called? Rampages. 5 rampages to get 5 big ones in.
Oh, can you imagine a 5 rampager list though?
Oh, it would be awesome.
Can you imagine that? Because it would do one of 2 things. It would either run straight into the enemy and absolutely destroy all of them, right? Or it would just die really quickly, and there's no middle ground there at all.
I don't see how that ever goes wrong. Put it this way.
It's a good guarantee. Like, if you take that to a tournament, that's a good guarantor of, like, I'm going to be able to go step away from the table and have a beer. Because I'm either going to win pretty quickly, I'm just going to run in, everything I don't kill, I just tie up, and then turn 2, it's gone, right? Or, everything's dead, Dave. So, they're all dead, Dave. Let's go get a pint.
Raven's Nest painting do full build service, including Mag. Well, there you go. That's awesome, Martin. Thank you very much.
Good shout, Martin.
I actually there is a universe where if I ever have spare income, I will wholeheartedly
do a 5-night rampager build.
No, use Raven's Nest painting to build me a 5 rampager build. I am looking at the wrong sprue, I think. Now, how can I be? B5 and B6.
I am making poor choices.
Why
do all the guns on these things take so damn long to paint?
Is it on here?
Welcome to our live stream, which will be called Hunt for Parts.
So allegedly, these are the bits I'm after. B5. That's B5. And that's B6. But how does that other twisty nonsense get built? Hang on.
Are you doing you're doing the tentacle, right? I was just having a look at that.
Oh, it doesn't use those bits. Okay then. Interesting. Wait, so hold the phone.
What stage are you on?
I'm building the gun.
Oh, I see. So you're on 5A.
I think with the Abominant you can build 2 extra guns anyway.
Yeah, the Abominant comes with the parts for all the others.
Yeah, but usually what it does is it still only lets you build 1. Like, you have to magnetize the weapons, not the arms. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But this has got extra ones.
What, extra arm joints?
Yeah.
Huh. that's very generous of G-dubs.
That's very interesting. I might be able to build a build a desecrator with birds after all.
That is the best kind of desecrator, obviously.
I also really like the idea of doing a five knight gallant list.
Yeah, probably pretty good.
Which is just the same thing as the Rampager, but obviously you can use, like, is it Tyrannus that get the advance and charge?
I think Tyrannus are... Actually, I don't know off the top of my head what Tyrannus are.
Because Raven is advance and shoot without penalty.
Why would you want to be lame Imperial Knights when you can be super cool dude Chaos Knights, though? It's a question you got to ask yourself.
Because you want to have both?
I mean, yes, and I have both, but that's not the point. Stop ruining the premise of the question, Josh. God.
Stop ruining my fun, Josh.
Yeah, God. So Imperial. I wonder you like Imperial Knights. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't sacrifice the population of the planet to summon a demon. Yeah, that's evil. Yeah, alright.
Have I got a bigger Chaos Army than you at the moment?
Oh, definitely.
I lose track of what you've got.
Everything. That's my secret, Josh. That's my secret, Josh. I'm always painting.
I'm always collecting.
Yeah, no, my Death Guard army's pretty big.
See, that was what I couldn't remember. Which you do have a Chaos Army. I just couldn't remember which one you'd invested them a lot of time in. It was the Death Guard, wasn't it?
My Death Guard. They are some crazy boys.
To be honest, your Death Guard is probably about the same size as my demons.
Yeah, I think so. I've got like, I mean, it's quite good actually. I want to take my Death Guard out for a run. I was going to do it against Richard, but then he was like, no, bring the sisters. But I want to take the Death Guard out for a run because with Armor of Contempt, there may yet be a place for the humble Plague Marine.
Yes.
Which is cool because Plague Marines are cool. That is my only worry. It's my only worry with this new Chaos Space Marine Codex. Is that it's going to be another cultist heavy codex.
I think it will be, but not in the way that you're worrying.
Well, it's Codex Chaos Space Marines. It's not Codex Cultists or Codex fucking Traitor Guard. I had this debate with Liam actually from DZTV, and I was like, listen, right, my view, heretical as it may be, and people may disagree, is that Chaos Space Marines, like, I don't care if they're Terminators, fine, center it on Terminators, but it should be, like, the Space Marine Codex is a Space Marine Codex. You don't get, like, human auxiliaries in there, or, like, Imperial Guardsmen, unless you want to soup two codexes together. So why does the Chaos one, often, like, Chaos armies, often, and the answer is because it was competitive choice, were, like, 90 cultists and then a unit of Chaos Space Marines.
Well,
and it's like, it's thematic in a way. I get that. It's very thematic for the Word Bearers, the Iron Warriors in particular, probably also the Alpha Legion because they, you know, whip up cults and foment them. But like Black Legion, for example, the Black Legion should be a shed load of Chaos Space Marines. Right? In my opinion, that's what it's a Chaos Space Marine Codex. And I get this argument where people say, well, you know, it's the fluff, right? The Chaos Space Marines utilize cultists and things like that, which is, yeah, totally fine. But then if we're going to play things by fluff, then it should be, you know, tens of thousands of cultists and one Chaos Space Marine who never actually turns up on the battlefield because he doesn't need to. You know, and your Custodes army should be one guy.
Yes. No, I do tend to agree. I suspect, like I said, I think you'll see quite a heavy cultist component because there are all the new cultist models, and that's why I think it won't be That's why I say, like, I think it will be cultist heavy, but not in the way that you're fearing, because I completely agree. It shouldn't be Codex Chaos Space Marines. You bring a Chaos Lord and 120 cultists.
Cultists, yeah.
Just because Tide of Traitors is real good.
No, it just doesn't sit well with me. I'm like, stick them in their own codex. Give Traitor Guard a codex, right? Give Traitor Guard a codex, and then do it that way.
I suspect what you'll see is you'll see something that is along the lines of, like, for every 4 Chaos Space Marine models that you take, Chaos Space Marine units you can take a cultist unit or something like that.
Yeah, like a bit like what they did with Poxwalkers.
Yeah,
which is fair enough.
So you won't see, that. Just all cultists.
All
build.
cultists all the time.
Which would be very useful, because it should be Codex Chaos Space Marines. Like, Chaos Space Marines should be on the tabletop.
Well, also because Chaos Space Marines are cool.
They are. Haha. B13. No, I've been building. I'm building a gun right now.
Oh yeah, you're building your Volkite Destructor or whatever it's called.
The gun that you look at it and you go, it's not that good. And then
it does like 9 mortal wounds because it all goes off.
Yeah. And you go, oh, it's pretty good.
Some might say it's a bit strong.
Some might say it's a bit strong.
This is rapidly becoming like our Top Gear intro.
And on that bombshell...
Tonight on the Sunday Show, Adam paints a gun, Josh builds a knight, and Chewie wonders where his birds are.
I'd watch the hell out of that show.
That'd be quite funny, actually, like a Top Gear for Warhammer.
Top Bolter?
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Botkin.
Top Bolter. Hey, Richard. Now, some people say that the Astra Militarum are a little bit rubbish, but here at Top Bolter, we like to think they are actually the best army in the world. So tonight, I'm going to be taking them for a test run, along with Mr. Josh here.
What? Oh god, this is going to be one of those make sure you orient it right type things. So you don't get that weird... Yeah, there we go. So it's got to be like that. And then you get the pistons on. And that somehow does a thing. What is stopping that from joining up?
Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall?
If what you were talking about is Germany circa any time before 1990. 1960, 1990. That is what's stopping that joining up.
Sadly, I was not referring to the Berlin Wall.
Ah.
I'm referring to this stupid gun.
What is this, a gun for idiots?
She's got this lovely big gap. Oh, well, nothing I can do about that. What goes on next? Oh, there's a cap that goes over the top of it. Fine. That's absolutely fine.
Have you solved your problem?
Yeah. B7. The B sharps. Probably going to finish this arm, and then we'll probably.
It is a school night, yeah.
Yeah, it is a school night. That said, I've no idea how long this arm's going to take me, so we'll see.
2 hours later.
Exactly. B7 is what I cut off, didn't I?
Hey, Chewie's making battleship jokes as well.
You sunk my...
What a terrible movie that is.
I'll have you know that was Rihanna's debut.
I know it was Rihanna's debut. It was still a shit movie. And not in the like, so crap that it's good kind of way either. Just in the no, it's genuinely terrible.
Get on there, you piston.
That sounds like a sort of vaguely Northern English insult for someone.
Yeah, bloody piston, yeah.
Get on there, you bloody piston.
Oh dear me.
Did you do anything particular for Lismus?
No. I did absolutely nothing for it.
No, neither did I. We went up to sort of like slightly further into London from where I am for a clear view and watched the fly past on Thursday. That was quite cool.
Nice.
That was about it, really. Did anyone in chat do anything for Merry Lismus?
Call it what you called it on Friday night.
What did I call it on? Oh, Platty Jubes.
The
Yes,
Platty
yes.
Jubes.
Yes, that was inflicted on my ears, chat, and now it's inflicted on yours. The Platty Jubes.
Who inflicted that upon you?
Oh, just Twitter, social media. I saw it.
That was something I realised after you inflicted that upon me. I realised that I didn't ask you who the hell said that to you.
No, it was just on the Twitter. I did see a funny thing today actually, where one of the floats at like the Jubilee. Oh, Dave had a street party this afternoon. That's quite cool. And Mr. Watkin enjoyed the 4-day weekend. Yes, that was a nice opportunity to relax a little bit. I did see quite a funny one. Well, I mean, I guess it is funny. That a float that was in the there was a parade in London today for the Platty Tubes, and one of the floats, which was like a Northern Soul, the genre of music, Northern Soul, right? The kind of 60s, 70s, like a lot of bands in Manchester, especially Manchester and places like around the Greater Manchester area that had all these kind of soul singers.
Yes, not to be confused with Northern Rock.
Yeah. No, which was a bank that exploded. Somebody pressed... Jeff, you've put in too many zeros, mate.
And also a genre of music.
Yeah, there was a float for Northern Soul, but along on the decorations that someone had put what appears to be a German black sun symbol. Right, the Sonnenrad, which is a notorious symbol of neo-pagan, specifically neo-Nazi paganism. So there was this float knocking around London with all these kind of happy dancing people on it, with a big, huge, I think, hopefully accidentally, I sincerely hope it was accidental, neo-Nazi symbol just bolted on the side of it. And I saw somebody comment and they said it's not really Northern Soul, it's Volk music.
Dave says it was raining, so it was indoors.
An indoor street party. There's a thing. What a time to be alive.
So uniquely British, that.
Hmm. I think the most British thing I've ever seen was a picture of the floods in Cumbria a few years ago, when there was just a picture of a guy sat at a park bench outside a slightly dreary-looking pub with his pint in his hand, and like the floodwater was like literally up to his knees, and he was just sitting on this bench just finishing his pint, even as the floodwater is like, I paid for it, so I'll finish it.
There were a couple of things like that, weren't there, during the floods a long time ago, when just people just like fleeing pubs but still holding their pint.
Well, again, you paid for it. You wouldn't want to, you wouldn't want to lose it.
I've paid for this. I'm going to enjoy it in the swimming pool that's rapidly developing in my living room.
I've started, so I'll finish. Nah, it was nice to have the 4-day weekend though.
Yes, I had quite a... I mean, every day's painting day for me. But I've had a very productive last couple of days. Which has been wonderful.
Good stuff, man.
Oh, so it's not a cap. It just goes there. So why is there a hole in the back of the...
Is there a hole in the back of the gun?
Yeah. Well, there's a peg. There's an inconspicuous peg.
Love a good inconspicuous peg, eh?
Which looks like there should be something that goes on it. But there apparently isn't. Okay, well, there we go.
You have to find out. Yeah, we have to find out. Oh, as it is now 10 to 11, shall we draw things to a close there?
Yeah, I'm nearly... let me just glue this cap on.
Glue on the cap. The cap or the inconspicuous peg?
The cap, not the inconspicuous peg. Can't figure out the inconspicuous peg. Yeah. Look at that peg.
Oh no, that's just that's just on there. So sorry, I could have told you that. So my desecrator gun, as you can see,
has one as well.
You can see that has one as well. Doesn't do anything. It's just on the model.
Jolly good.
So it's just kind of a weird hole.
That makes all the sense in the world. Yeah, we'll draw to a close in just a moment. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, no worries.
I'm so very nearly finished with this weapon. I am missing a bit again, though, as is always the way. A87. Oh, this will be why you can't build multiple of these, because you don't have this weird piston thing if you care about such stuff. But the weird piston thing is rarely the bit that holds the whole knight arm together.
No.
I discovered a for those of you who are interested in such things, I discovered a new button on YouTube Studio, and it might have been there the entire time and I'd just not noticed.
Oh yeah? What does it do?
There's a button in this live stream area called Insert Ad. So I can just spam the lovely folks at home with ads if I wanted to try and earn some ad revenue.
Ah. You can just, now a word from our sponsors.
Yeah. Now a word from our unofficial sponsors who don't sponsor the channel.
Yeah, but the danger is then what you get an advert for.
Yes. Manscaped.
And now a word from our sponsors. Being intimate over the age of 50 can be difficult, but thanks to new Get It Up erectile dysfunction medication, you're just like, oh god, end the advert, end the advert, end the advert.
Cease. I must say, and I don't think I've said this publicly yet, my favourite thing about these 2 new Knight Codexes is how the Titanic feet are...
Oh, got right in the bin, yeah.
...are terrible now. They do absolutely nothing. Well, that's not true. They do 4 attacks at strength user, no rend, damage 2. Or it might be -2.
Well, the battle cannon feat was always fairly stupid, let's be honest.
The what thing?
The, like, you know, people called it battle cannon feat because it's like, you know, you got ludicrous amounts of exploding attacks and just danced all over people.
Yes. It was so silly. Is
Well,
that the Khan sitting on your desk? It is the Khan sitting on my desk. The Khan is finished. I'm just doing his base. But I'm not painting it tonight because I will be turning it into a video. And I can't film the video and talk about Chaos Knights at the same time. I'm only human. So I'm not finishing it just yet, but it's not far away. I'll give you guys a sneak look at the
There's some
Khan.
nice looking Khan action.
There he is.
Oh mate, that looks amazing.
So he is done. His base is not. His base shouldn't take very long to do because it's mostly just grey rocks and a dead Death Guard Space Marine.
Oh no.
It's interesting. Him and the Lion have their kind of the corpses on their bases. I'm not sure about any others, but like him and the Lion have both got their corpses on their bases Legion locked. So the Lion has Night Lord's corpses on his bases, and the Khan has a Death Guard Marine Legion locked on his thing. But the other ones, they all seem to, particularly all the traitor ones, none of them are Legion locked. So like on a, not that Lorgar has any, but like I don't think Lorgar has any victims. But like the Alpha Legion one, not Legion locked. I don't think, at least. I could be wrong.
Well, these were like classic rivalries, right? Like Khan and Mortarion.
Yes. To celebrate Heresy, Gerald, we've got the Khan coming out. So there he is. And I wonder if I can extricate him and not explode him all over the place. Oh, yeah, just about. So the Khan is in progress. And the other one that we're going to be doing is this guy.
Nice.
So we've got 2 Primarch tutorials coming very, 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 very soon. It'll either be this week or next. I haven't decided yet. Well, I've got to finish them both. But theoretically, if I finish Khan tonight, tomorrow, start Magnus tomorrow, day after, should have them both done by Wednesday.
Magnus the Red.
And that'll be 5 whole Primarch videos that we have on the channel.
That is some spicy stuff.
We have Horus, we have Sanguinius, we have the Lion, we will have the Khan, and we will have Magnus as well. And the only one there's 2 more that I want to get from my personal collection, and just because I want to take pictures of it. I want to get Guilliman, so that I can have the Lion, Sanguinius, and Guilliman all standing alongside each other, so I can say, hey look, it's the Unremembered Empire. and I also want to get Dawn, so I can have Dawn, the Khan, and Sanguinius standing next to each other, and I can go, hey, look, it's the Siege of Terror. Now the traitors...
I was going to say, the inevitable outcome, surely, is that you paint all of the Primarchs that are available.
I would like to do
You restage that famous picture from the Ulanor, the bit of artwork from the Triumph of Ulanor, with all of them sort of in a line.
I would like to do that. Oh, I guess I would be missing one loyalist Primarch, actually, who was there. Even though it was a secret to everyone.
Oh, yes.
For those of you who don't know, I shan't spoil it. For those of you who do know, you know who I'm talking about.
You know. If you know, you know. Oh, man. Oh.
I'm so close to finishing this arm. Well, I'm not. I've got to do the stupid thing to slot it in, but I've literally just got to glue the gun barrel together and the casing.
Yeah, I've just finished the first sort of coats of everything on these. What, 2, 4, 6, 8 weapons? Sorry, 10, 12 weapons for these guys.
I'm so jealous that you're taking Chaos Knights to doubles.
Ha!
Part of me just wants to do it as well.
You should do it. Why not? Have some fun. Get those dread tests rolling. What's that? You can't fail morale?
Shall we double up and take double Chaos Knights?
Double Chaos Knights. That would be quite funny. I'm immune to morale, yes, but you're not immune to a dread test.
You're not immune to our charms and our dread tests. Nearly there. What do I need? B3 and B4. No. B2 and B3.
Good night, Dave.
No night, Dave.
May your week be good and full of hobby to the extent you can be.
What was the Game of Thrones one?
The night is dark and full of terrors.
That was it. I could remember full of terrors.
We don't want that. That's a bad thing. May your night be dark and full of terrors. Oh, okay, thank you.
B3 and B2.
To be fair, that'd be a very chaosy thing to say, wouldn't it?
The night is dark and full of terrors.
No, may your night be dark and full of terrors. May the dark gods visit you and bless you with, you know, hopefully something useful, not like, you know, being turned into a giant mushroom or some other horrible mutation.
Alexi asks, which is your favourite Primarch model? I really like the Corax model.
The Corax model's very cool.
I love the Sanguinius model. I just get a bit sad about the Sanguinius model because you can't buy the full thing. I was very lucky that I was able to. Because I was.
I'm a big fan of the. I like the lion. The lion's very cool, especially with his helmet on. I like the Perturabo model, but I feel like, I don't know, he would look better again with his like helmet on. Actually,
I really like the Vulcan model actually.
I'm actually looking at them all now. Yeah, the Mortarion one's pretty good. The way he's posed, I quite like that.
Yeah, the Mortarion one is nice.
And you know what? As much as he's an utter dickhead, Lorgar is actually pretty cool with his big mace. Alfarius, come on, you got to like Alfarius, right? He's pretty cool.
Do you have to like how far it is?
I think so. I think that's an awesome model. The way he's like stabbing
It is nice.
other marine. Yeah. But like just the posing is very good. I really want to like Horus, but I don't know, he just looks odd compared to some of the others.
He was quite early on as well.
Yeah, he looks you know what the problem is? He looks dumpy.
He looks dumpy.
Yeah, he looks kind of like he's like a slightly like dumpy gentleman, which he definitely isn't.
Like I said, Angron is probably the worst one.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. What does it say on his base? There's like Latin. There's like Latin on the stairs. Aquila Eterna, Terra Dominatus, Chthoniya Rex Mori. I assume that's meant to be, and something Bellicosa. Chthoniya Rex Mori, Chthoniya King Death.
It's all spoilers.
It's your future, Horus, carved into a staircase.
I saw someone. I saw someone write on, I think it was a Reddit forum, saying Horus did nothing wrong. Did I do it right, guys? And it just, I don't know what it was about that. It just made me laugh a lot more than it should have done.
Yeah, that's true. No, Horus did nothing wrong. I mean, I still think the funniest thing is that the whole shebang can basically be reduced to the fact he's pissed he didn't get a statue.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Daddy, where's my statue? You were shown a fake vision, Horus. No, I believe this person I just bumped into.
I just want to do a voiceover, like a dubbed voiceover of the Horus Heresy trailer. I never wanted this. I never wanted to unleash my legions. Together we banished the terrors of old night. But you lied to me, Father. You didn't build me a statue and you built one for everyone else, and that makes me think you're a dick. Humanity has one chance. Yeah, humanity has one chance to prosper. Building me a statue. If you will not build it, then I will! Just epic shots of people shooting at each other while trying to build statues.
Daddy didn't build me a statue.
Yeah, so what did you do? How did you cope with that, Horus? How did you deal with that? Oh, I started a galactic scale civil war that murdered trillions of people. Seemed like the reasonable thing to do.
I was behaving reasonably. And if you can't see that, then you're a traitor. What? That's not very reasonable. Good night, Cheery. Good night, Mr. Gorkin.
Yeah.
We are rapidly approaching that hour as well. I'm literally just going to put this on.
Elf I think I'm going to have to take the dog out, and I'm fairly convinced it is absolutely choking it down, so I'm about to go and get moist.
Isn't he going to do that thing that all dogs do when they go, I really want to go out? Oh.
No, because my dog's an idiot. So he will be like, oh, cool, rain. Let's go and walk around in that for ages.
I'm not done yet, Dad.
He will deliberately not poop until as late as possible in the walk.
Classic dog.
I think my dog might be Horus. Reincarnated.
We've got some votes in the chat. The lion is the best.
That's pretty good. I mean, the lion, because you know what? Again, it's reflective of when it came out. Like the lion's just a later sculpt.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty big gun.
Oh yeah.
Can I invite you to the gun show?
Well, I've got my own big gun right here.
Pew pew pew. Oh good lord! It is 11:05.
Yes. Shall we? I'm gonna quickly throw some Castellax bronze on this weird detailed bit on this chainsword, and then
I'll clip out the last 2 pieces for this arm. A99. A98.
boom.
Baba boom. Actually, do you know what? I could use the arm joint. This is, I'm just thinking out loud here. I could use the arm joint that I've got here for free to build. If I've still got the sprues, and I think I do, I could use that to build the thermal cannon for my chaos, not chaos, my Imperial Knight.
Mm.
So that I can swap out the Avenger Gatling cannon on one of them.
Probably a good shout. Everyone loves Mega Melter. Right. I'm gonna leave my painting there for the evening. Done most of it.
Literally, just got to put this piece together, and this arm is done.
No, Josh. You're done.
No.
You cut off. You cut off.
You're finished.
It's illegal.
Illegally.
It is past your bedtime.
But I don't want to go to bed. Don't make me, Daddy. There we go. So now, all I have to do is just pop that in there, squish that round, and we are halfway there
Nice.
on a Chaos Knight. Excellent stuff. Yes, that will be bedtime. Well, that will be the end of the stream for us, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
And we will see you all very soon.
Yes.
You guys are awesome, as always. Thank you for kicking ass. We will see you next time, next Sunday, or I will see you on Wednesday, because that's when I also stream. I do 2 streams a week.
Yeah, I'll try and jump in chat on Wednesday.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out, guys. We will see you next time. Same Warhipster time, same Warhipster channel. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.